Princess Anne has always been close to her older brother, King Charles. From a young age, they shared a special sibling bond, understanding each other in ways only siblings can. Anne has often put her brother and others ahead of herself, always showing kindness and bravery, even when it meant taking risks. But now she has delivered a strange message to King Charles that has left everyone shocked. What could Princess Anne have said that's so surprising? Could it be another one of her selfless gestures? Or is it tied to a tragic moment between her and Charles? Stay with us as we reveal the details of Princess Anne's message. While many people think being a princess is all about fairy tales, Princess Anne's life had its share of difficulties from the start. She was born on August 15, 1950, at Clarence House, the second child and only daughter of Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip. But her early life wasn't the dreamy story most imagined for royalty. Even with all the privilege and traditions around her, Anne's childhood was shaped by distance, duty, and high expectations. When Anne was just 18 months old, her mother became Queen Elizabeth II in 1952. From that point on, her mother was not just her parent, but also the monarch of the country. Like her brother Charles, Anne was mostly raised by nannies and governesses, such as Catherine Peebles, and had her lessons within Buckingham Palace with private tutors. Many have described Queen Elizabeth as being a distant mother because of her royal duties. But Anne has always stood by her mother. In a 2002 interview, Princess Anne defended the Queen, saying there's no proof her mother wasn't a caring parent. Anne's upbringing closely mirrored her mother's childhood, where governesses and tutors played a big role in her education, while her parents were busy with royal duties. In 1963, when Anne was 13, she went to Benenden School, a well-known boarding school in Kent. It wasn't easy leaving her home and family, but this move helped her develop independence, and she thrived academically. By 1968, she had earned 6 GCE O-levels and 2 A-levels, a remarkable accomplishment, especially with her royal responsibilities. Alongside her royal duties, Anne had a deep passion for horses. How did she balance both her responsibilities and her love for horses? And what heartbreaking message did she share about King Charles? Stay tuned to find out. Her passion for horses eventually became a major part of her life. Princess Anne's equestrian career is one of the highlights of her journey. In the early 1970s, she made a name for herself as a talented and determined rider competing on the international stage. In 1971, Anne made history by winning the individual title at the European Eventing Championships, becoming the first British royal to win a European championship in any sport. She even represented Great Britain at the 1976 Montreal Olympics, competing in eventing, despite facing many challenges along the way. For Anne, horse riding gave her a sense of purpose and a break from the rigid rules of royal life. Her title as princess didn't automatically earn her success in this arena. She worked hard and proved herself. She also dabbled in horse racing, competing in events like the Grand Military Steeplechase at Sandown Park and the Diamond Stakes at Royal Ascot. Over 5 years, Anne competed with the British eventing team, winning silver medals in both individual and team events at the 1975 European Eventing Championship. She also placed 4th at the Badminton Horse Trials in 1974 and 6th in 1979, after competing in the event 5 times between 1971 and 1979. In 1985, she even took part in a charity horse race at the Epsom Derby, where she finished in 4th place. Beyond her riding career, Anne became the president of the Fédération Équestre Internationale from 1986 to 1994. And in 1987, she made a bit of royal history, becoming the first member of the royal family to appear as a contestant on a TV quiz show when she competed on BBC's A Question of Sport. Princess Anne has been a dedicated supporter of the Riding for the Disabled Association since 1971, becoming its president in 1985, a role she continues to hold. In June 2024, she was taken to Southmead Hospital with minor injuries and a concussion, believed to be caused by an accident involving a horse. Despite this, her life has been defined not only by her equestrian achievements, but also by her royal duties. From the age of 18, Anne began taking on royal engagements, navigating the challenges of being in the public eye. One particularly tough part of her royal responsibilities was the introduction of royal walkabouts in the 1970s. These public appearances were meant to make the royal family more approachable, but Anne admitted she found them difficult. especially as a teenager. In one interview, she confessed that she hated walkabouts. While her success in the equestrian world brought her personal satisfaction, it didn't protect her from the burdens of royal life. Anne has been open about her frustration with royal duties and the high expectations placed on her. She once said that being born a princess wasn't her choice, highlighting the pressures of her role. As Queen Elizabeth II's second child, Anne carved her own path, balancing her passion for horses with a deep sense of responsibility to her royal duties. Her life has been shaped by sacrifice, a value she continues to uphold, especially now with her brother, King Charles, on the throne. Throughout her life, Princess Anne, also known as the Princess Royal, played a key role in supporting her mother, Queen Elizabeth, in her duties as head of state. She represented the Queen at various events across the UK and overseas, attending important state and ceremonial occasions alongside other members of the royal family. As a working royal, Anne participated in several annual ceremonial events led by the Queen, such as Trooping the Colour and the Remembrance Day service at the Cenotaph. These moments of national pride or reflection saw the royal family come together to show support for the Queen and to unite the nation. Another vital aspect of Anne's role has been representing the UK abroad. Acting as an ambassador, she carried out up to 3 overseas tours each year for the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, in addition to traveling for her extensive charity work. Princess Anne's royal visits often included receptions with local business leaders and meetings with politicians and officials, allowing her to represent the UK on the international stage. A notable example was her attendance at the 20th anniversary of the Srebrenica genocide in 2015. In 1990, she made history as the first member of the royal family to visit the Soviet Union officially, a groundbreaking moment in royal diplomacy. The Princess Royal has also played a key role in recognizing achievements within the UK and the Commonwealth. She frequently conducted investitures on behalf of the Queen, presenting medals to individuals honored in the New Year's and Queen's birthday honors lists. These events allowed Anne to meet people from all walks of life, including community volunteers and members of the armed forces. She also attended garden parties at Buckingham Palace and the Palace of Holyrood House, where she continued to connect with people from various backgrounds. But beyond her royal engagements, Princess Anne has had a long-standing commitment to charity work. How did she manage to juggle these numerous responsibilities? Let's take a look at her life of service and philanthropy. Princess Anne has been officially involved with over 200 charities and organizations. One of her most notable roles was with Save the Children, where she served as president from 1970 until 2017 and continues as a patron. Over the years, she has visited the organization's projects in countries like Bangladesh, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Mozambique, Ethiopia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina. In recognition of her tireless work, Anne was even nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1990 by Kenneth Kaunda, then president of Zambia. In 1991, she founded the Princess Royal Trust for Carers, an organization aimed at providing support for unpaid caregivers. Her work with St. John Ambulance is another key part of her philanthropic efforts. As Commandant-in-Chief of St. John Ambulance Cadets, Anne has helped guide and support young people through the organization, and she attends the Grand Prior Award reception each year. She is also a patron of St. Andrew's First Aid, further underscoring her dedication to causes that promote health, safety, and humanitarian work. Princess Anne's ability to balance her royal duties with extensive charity work is a testament to her dedication and tireless work ethic, continuing to serve both her country and causes close to her heart. In 2021, Princess Anne became a patron of Mercy Ships, an international charity that operates the world's largest non-governmental hospital ships. Her involvement in sports administration is also significant. She represents Britain in the International Olympic Committee and was a key member of the London Organizing Committee for the 2012 Olympic Games. Additionally, she serves as president of the British Olympic Association and represented Great Britain at the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics in Russia. Anne's academic and cultural contributions are equally notable. After the Queen Mother retired in 1981, Anne was elected Chancellor of the University of London by its graduates and has held this role ever since. From 1973 to 2001, she was also the president of BAFTA, demonstrating her long-standing connection to the arts. She has twice served as Her Majesty's High Commissioner to the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland, once in 1996 and again in 2017. In 2007, Anne was appointed Grand Master of the Royal Victorian Order by the Queen, a position previously held by her grandmother. Her contributions to science and medicine are reflected in her status as a Royal Fellow of both the Royal Society and the Academy of Medical Sciences, making her the first royal to hold this position in the Academy. As of 2022, she is one of the 4 Royal Fellows in the Royal Society, alongside Prince William, the Duke of Kent, and King Charles. In 2011, Princess Anne was elected Chancellor of the University of Edinburgh, following in the footsteps of her father, who stepped down from the role in 2010. That same year, she took on the roles of President of the City and Guilds of London Institute, Master of the Corporation of Trinity House, and President of the Royal Society of Arts, all of which were roles her father had previously held. Through her wide-ranging duties, Princess Anne continues to serve in a variety of leadership roles, whether in sports, education, or philanthropy, showcasing her dedication to public service across multiple sectors. Princess Anne has been deeply involved in public service throughout her life, taking on numerous roles and responsibilities. She became the president of the Commonwealth Study Conference, which was founded by her father, and in 2023, she succeeded the Duke of Kent as president of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. Anne is also the patron of Transide, a charity established by Save the Children and the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, which focuses on providing safe and sustainable transport solutions in developing countries. She continues to champion women in STEM through her role as the Royal Patron of WISE, a group that encourages young women to pursue careers in science, engineering, and construction. In 2022, she was named Honorary Chair of the National Lighthouse Museum's Illuminating Future Generations campaign, working to raise funds for the museum's gallery space. Over the years, Anne has also held leadership positions with several historical guilds, such as the Worshipful Company of Carmen, the Worshipful Company of Farmers, and the Worshipful Company of Fishmongers. In addition, she became a governor of Gresham School in 2017. Despite her demanding royal schedule, Princess Anne also found time for love. But would her romantic journey be smooth sailing or a roller coaster ride? Let's explore the ups and downs of Princess Anne's turbulent love life. Princess Anne's personal life was far from perfect. Her first marriage to Mark Phillips, a member of the Queen's Dragoon Guards, was highly anticipated and captivated public attention. The couple met in 1968 at a party for horse enthusiasts, bonding over their shared love of equestrianism. They got engaged in May 1973 and married later that year at Westminster Abbey, with the ceremony being watched by an audience of 100 million people worldwide. However, their marriage was soon rocked by scandal. Rumors of infidelity plagued their relationship, with Mark Phillips being linked to several women and Princess Anne rumored to have had affairs with actor Anthony Andrews and her bodyguard. The most significant speculation, however, revolved around Commander Timothy Lawrence, the Queen's equerry. These rumors of infidelity and tension eventually led to a public breakdown of the marriage. By 1989, Princess Anne's marriage to Mark Phillips had completely fallen apart, leading to their separation. The final blow came when it was revealed that Phillips had fathered a child with Heather Tonkin, a New Zealand art teacher, which was confirmed by a DNA test. The couple's marriage, already strained by public and private scandals, officially ended in divorce in 1992. In contrast, Anne's second marriage to Commander Timothy Lawrence later that same year was a much quieter affair. The couple tied the knot in a private ceremony at Crathie Kirk near Balmoral, with only 30 guests in attendance. Unlike the grand wedding of her first marriage, Anne opted for a simple outfit. Timothy didn't receive a peerage, and the couple has since led a relatively low-key life, avoiding the limelight. After the turmoil of her first marriage, Anne seemed to find peace and stability with Timothy. But life as a royal isn't without its dangerous moments. Princess Anne has had her share of terrifying experiences, one of the most dramatic being an attempted kidnapping. One of the scariest moments in Princess Anne's life happened on March 20, 1974. She and Mark Phillips were driving back to Buckingham Palace when their car was suddenly blocked by a Ford Escort. The driver, Ian Ball, had sinister intentions. He attempted to kidnap Anne. In the chaos that followed, Ball fired shots, injuring Anne's bodyguard, James Beaton, her chauffeur, Alex Callender, and a journalist named Brian McConnell who had tried to intervene. Ball's plan was to demand a ransom from the government to fund the National Health Service, but Anne refused to cooperate, famously saying, "Not bloody likely." In a twist of luck, Ron Russell, a passerby and former boxer, bravely stepped in, punching Ian Ball and helping to prevent the abduction. Shortly after, police arrived and Ball was arrested following a brief chase. Though Anne escaped unharmed, the incident left the nation in shock. Her brother, now King Charles, was particularly worried for her safety and later pushed for increased royal security. This frightening event led to significant changes in how the royal family was protected and solidified Anne's reputation as a strong and fearless woman. Despite this ordeal, Anne continued to carry out her duties with resilience. And just 2 years later, she faced yet another challenge while preparing for the Montreal Olympics in 1976. Princess Anne has had her share of challenges, both public and personal. In 1976, during training for the Montreal Olympics, she suffered a serious accident when her horse fell and rolled over her. The fall resulted in a concussion, bruises, and a fractured vertebra. Despite losing her memory and spending several days in the hospital, she made an impressive recovery. Within weeks, Anne was back in the saddle, determined to make the Olympic team, an embodiment of her resilience. Fast forward to 2002, and Anne made headlines again, but this time for an incident involving her beloved dog, Dodie. While out walking her 3 bull terriers, Dodie chased after 2 boys on bicycles, knocking them off. Anne was charged with failing to control her dog. Unlike other royals who might have escaped legal consequences, Anne faced the situation head-on. She pleaded guilty, paid the fines, and ensured Dodie received training. This episode made Anne the first British royal with a criminal conviction, but she took it in stride. King Charles, who admired her no-nonsense attitude, quietly stood by her throughout the ordeal. Beyond these public trials, Princess Anne has also experienced significant personal heartbreak. In 2021, she lost her father, Prince Philip, who passed away at the age of 99. Just over a year later, in September 2022, her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, passed at 96. Losing both parents in such a short span was a huge emotional blow for the royal family. However, Anne remained a pillar of strength, supporting King Charles as he took on the responsibility of the throne. Amidst the mourning, Anne managed family affairs with calm and grace, even being the first to greet Prince Harry upon his return for his grandmother's funeral. Her ability to stay composed in times of personal and public loss has earned her great respect both within the family and from the public. King Charles often turns to Anne for advice, relying on her steady presence and cool-headed nature during difficult times. To truly understand the bond between King Charles and Princess Anne, let's now take a closer look at the early years of King Charles's life and education. Stay tuned to find out more. King Charles was born on 14th of November 1948, while his grandfather, King George VI, was still on the throne. As the first child of Princess Elizabeth, who later became Queen Elizabeth II, and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, his arrival was a significant moment for the royal family. Charles was delivered by cesarean section at Buckingham Palace, and his christening took place on 15th of December 1948 in the music room at the palace. The ceremony was led by the Archbishop of Canterbury, Geoffrey Fisher. When Charles was just 3, everything changed. In February 1952, King George VI passed away, and his mother became Queen Elizabeth II, making Charles the heir to the throne. With that, he inherited titles like the Duke of Cornwall and Duke of Rothesay. The following year, he attended his mother's coronation at Westminster Abbey, a historic event. In a break from royal tradition, Charles became the first heir to the throne to attend school rather than be taught by private tutors. His education began at Hill House School in West London in 1956, where the headmaster, Stuart Townend, ensured that Charles wasn't given any special treatment, even encouraging him to play football to keep him grounded. After Hill House, Charles moved to Cheam School in Hampshire, following in his father's footsteps. In 1962, he went to Gordonstoun in Scotland, another school his father had attended. Gordonstoun was known for its strictness, and Charles found it tough initially, famously describing it as colditz in kilts. However, in later years, he reflected more positively on his experience. saying it taught him valuable life lessons even though he once struggled with the school's rigorous nature. In a 1975 interview, he mentioned he was ultimately glad he went there, though he believed some of the school's toughness was overblown. In 1966, Charles expanded his horizons by spending 2 terms at Timbertop, a remote campus of Geelong Grammar School in Australia. This stint gave him a taste of life away from the royal bubble and allowed him to experience more independence. As we continue, we'll explore more of King Charles's journey, from his education to the responsibilities he would take on later in life. During his time at Geelong Grammar's Timbertop campus in Australia, King Charles visited Papua New Guinea on a school trip with his history tutor, Michael Collins Percy. Charles later described his experience at Timbertop as the best part of his education. After returning to Gordonstown, he continued to carve his own path, becoming the head boy, a position that showcased his leadership abilities. He graduated in 1967 with 6 O-levels and 2 A-levels in history and French, receiving grades of B and C. Despite his academic achievements, Charles reflected that he didn't enjoy school as much as he could have, often feeling happier at home. Breaking royal tradition, he chose to go straight to university after completing his A-levels instead of joining the British Armed Forces. In October 1967, he began studying at Trinity College, Cambridge. Initially focusing on archaeology and anthropology, he later switched to history for the latter part of his degree. During his second year, Charles spent a term at the University College of Wales in Aberystwyth, immersing himself in Welsh history and even learning the Welsh language. In June 1970, Charles became the first British heir to the throne to earn a university degree, graduating with a 2:2 Bachelor of Arts, BA degree. Following the customary practice, his BA was upgraded to a Master of Arts MA Cantab degree in August 1975. The bond between King Charles and Princess Anne has remained strong, rooted in their shared childhood experiences of royal life. Growing up in the public eye, they've navigated the complexities of royal duties together, creating a foundation of mutual understanding and support. Their sibling relationship has been characterized by a sense of loyalty and playfulness. Despite their busy schedules and individual responsibilities, they have consistently made time for one another, often finding comfort in shared memories and experiences. Their closeness is evident in their ability to rely on each other during significant life events, whether personal or public. As adults, both Charles and Anne have embraced their roles within the royal family, often representing the monarchy together at various engagements. Their shared commitment to duty and service has further solidified their bond, with both siblings understanding the pressures and expectations that come with their titles. In times of crisis or change, their relationship has served as a source of strength, with Anne often being a trusted confidant to Charles. This unbreakable bond has allowed them to support each other through the challenges of royal life while also celebrating their individual achievements. As we continue exploring their relationship, we'll delve into the moments that have defined their bond and how they have supported one another throughout their lives. Stay tuned. Now, with King Charles on the throne and Princess Anne by his side, their bond has become more evident than ever. Being just 21 months apart in age helped them form a tight-knit relationship during their early childhood. While their parents were often engaged in royal duties, Anne and Charles were cared for by nannies and governesses. Family friends recall that even as a child, Anne was confident and assertive, often taking charge and challenging her brother's status as the future king. Their shared love of horses and outdoor activities significantly strengthened their bond during their youth. They enjoyed riding, attending polo matches, and exploring the countryside together. Anne's adventurous spirit and confidence sometimes overshadowed Charles, who admired her resilience and tenacity. Despite a typical sibling rivalry, they shared a profound sense of responsibility toward their family and the royal institution. In public, their closeness was particularly evident during significant events, especially after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II in 2022. Anne was a constant presence by Charles's side as he prepared to take on the mantle of king. During the funeral procession, the strength of their lifelong bond was palpable, with Anne's unwavering support demonstrating their deep connection. At Charles's coronation, Anne played a vital role as gold stick in waiting, a position responsible for the monarch's safety. This honor not only reflected her dedication to royal duty, but also the trust Charles placed in her. Riding behind him during the procession, Anne symbolized her essential role in his reign. Recently, their sibling dynamic has evolved further. As king, Charles relies on Anne, who has become one of his most trusted confidants. She acts as a steady pillar, taking on additional duties to alleviate the burden of his royal responsibilities. When Charles announced his cancer diagnosis in February 2024, Anne quietly stepped up to fill in for him, maintaining her busy schedule of royal engagements while supporting her brother during a challenging time. As one of the busiest royals, Anne's unwavering devotion to Charles has earned her respect within the royal family and beyond. Their bond extends beyond duty and responsibility. It also encompasses moments of affection and lightheartedness. For instance, during his coronation celebrations, Anne affectionately called Charles Old Bean, showcasing the warmth and love that characterize their relationship. Their journey as siblings continues to be a testament to their resilience, loyalty, and commitment to one another as they navigate the complexities of royal life together. This sibling banter reveals the genuine affection between Princess Anne and King Charles. Beneath their formal titles and royal duties, they share a bond forged through shared experiences and mutual respect. Throughout their lives, they have faced personal challenges but have consistently found strength in their connection. For instance, Anne stood by Charles during the loss of their parents, while he supported her through her divorce from Mark Phillips. As Charles ascended to the throne, Anne noticed the weight of responsibility taking its toll on him, leading her to express private concerns for his well-being. However, Anne's relationship with Queen Camilla is more complex and strained. Despite being part of the same royal family, they have never truly connected on a personal level. Anne's strong work ethic and commitment to duty often clash with Camilla's more relaxed approach to royal responsibilities, which has caused frustration. A notable instance of this occurred when Camilla took a holiday shortly after King Charles's cancer diagnosis. Anne, who had stepped up to take on more royal engagements without complaint, found this break unnecessary and almost frivolous, especially during a time of staff shortages and workload crises. Royal insiders have noted that despite her ability to hide her frustrations, Anne harbored growing concerns about Camilla's dedication to her royal duties. While publicly diplomatic, she privately questioned Camilla's suitability for her role as queen, believing that Camilla should be known as Queen Consort, a title that carries significant weight and respect. Amid these complexities, Princess Anne left Charles a heartfelt message following his cancer diagnosis in February 2024. This message was seen as her ultimate sacrifice, demonstrating her deep commitment to supporting her brother during a challenging time. How this message impacts their bond remains to be seen, but it illustrates Anne's willingness to prioritize her brother's well-being over any personal grievances she may have regarding their royal roles. As the dynamics within the royal family continue to evolve, the relationships between these key figures will undoubtedly shape the future of the monarchy. The strength of the bond between Anne and Charles, paired with the complexities of Anne's relationship with Camilla, will play a pivotal role in how the royal family navigates these changes and challenges together. After the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Anne's actions sent shockwaves through the royal family and the public alike. She revealed her intentions to King Charles through a heartfelt note, expressing her wish to be excluded from his inheritance plans. This selfless act of sacrifice was a stunning gesture, particularly for Charles, who struggled with the emotional weight of his sister's decision, nearly brought to tears during a family meeting. Anne's choice was deeply rooted in her sense of duty and her commitment to preserving the monarchy. By removing herself from her mother's inheritance, she effectively alleviated King Charles from a significant financial burden. Under British law, the entire estate can pass to the new monarch without incurring a 40% inheritance tax, and Anne, as the Queen's only daughter and a dedicated working royal, recognized the implications of her decision. Unlike her brothers, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, who may rely more heavily on their family wealth, Anne preferred to support herself and her private expenses through her means. This sacrifice, estimated at nearly $850 million, was not just a financial gesture. It was a statement about her commitment to the royal family and the institution. Anne's decision left many, including Queen Camilla, in shock. Observers noted that Camilla's difficulty in understanding Anne's selflessness fueled public sentiment, questioning her suitability as queen, particularly in light of her perceived self-centered nature. The emotional response from King Charles highlighted the strength of the bond he shares with Anne, which is built on mutual care and loyalty. Anne's willingness to prioritize the monarchy over her personal gain profoundly moved Charles, prompting some to speculate that his tears also reflected a sadness that his queen, Camilla, did not share Anne's level of selflessness. Despite her unwavering dedication to royal duties, Princess Anne has a surprising and multifaceted side that often distinguishes her from other members of the royal family. Known for her fierce independence and no-nonsense attitude, she has gained respect for her straightforwardness and commitment to causes close to her heart, especially in the realms of charity and service. In addition to her royal obligations, Anne is an accomplished equestrian and has represented Great Britain in international competitions. Her passion for horses and riding is not just a pastime, it's a core part of her identity. She has frequently participated in events such as the Olympics and has remained dedicated to promoting equestrian sports. Moreover, Anne is renowned for her candid nature, often voicing her opinions without hesitation. This straightforwardness is not only refreshing, but also endears her to many who appreciate her honesty and forthrightness in a world often marked by formality and protocol. Her commitment to her charitable endeavors, her love for equestrian activities, and her straightforward approach to life and royal duties make her a unique figure within the monarchy. As the royal family navigates through challenges and transitions, Princess Anne's selfless actions and vibrant personality continue to shine through, reinforcing her important role in the monarchy's future. Princess Anne's unconventional side is one of the many aspects that set her apart within the royal family. Despite the traditional expectations placed on members of the monarchy, Anne has carved out her own identity, often defying norms while remaining deeply committed to her royal duties. Anne has often been referred to as the royal family's most reliable anchor and has earned recognition as a symbol of traditional public service. Having attended over 20,000 events since turning 18, her dedication to duty is unquestionable. However, her decision not to give her children royal titles, despite being second in line to the throne, marked her as a royal rebel. This choice reflects her belief in personal autonomy over royal privilege, a stance that can be seen as both progressive and unconventional within the context of royal traditions. Anne has a reputation for being straightforward and occasionally brusque, earning her the nickname Her Royal Rudeness. The media has often portrayed her as distant and proud, but those who have interacted with her know her to be fiercely intelligent and engaging. Her sharp tongue and quick wit are traits she inherited from her father, Prince Philip, which adds to her unique personality. In her early public engagements, Anne was initially hesitant to speak publicly about her work with charities like Save the Children, emphasizing the importance of first-hand experience and understanding. She said, "It's not just about getting credit for doing something. It's about serving." This perspective illustrates her commitment to genuinely making a difference rather than simply performing royal duties for appearances. Her strong work ethic is exemplified by her being dubbed the hardest-working royal. Between 2002 and 2022, she completed 11,088 engagements, more than any other royal family member. Anne's hands-on approach has made her one of the most beloved royals in Britain, earning her accolades from media and public alike. Her unorthodox habits, like doing her own makeup and driving herself to events, further highlight her relatable and grounded nature. Despite her royal status, she has been seen fixing fences at her estate and even waiting in line at events, emphasizing her down-to-earth personality. Her refusal to engage in customary public behaviors, such as shaking hands during walkabouts, reinforces her belief in practicality over ceremony. Moreover, Anne has supported less common causes such as the Wet Wheels Foundation, which aims to make sailing accessible to all, and the National Lighthouse Museum. This willingness to champion unconventional initiatives showcases her depth and commitment to a broader range of societal issues. Regarding the tragic message Princess Anne shared with King Charles, her selfless act of stepping back from her inheritance to support the monarchy underscores her deep sense of duty and loyalty. It reflects her belief in the importance of the institution over individual gain. Many people admire her for this sacrifice, seeing it as a testament to her character. As for whether King Charles is worthy of such a selfless act, opinions may vary. Charles has often faced scrutiny and challenges as he navigates his role as king, especially following the loss of both parents in a short period. The bond he shares with Anne, built on mutual respect and loyalty, suggests that he understands the gravity of her gesture. While he may carry the weight of royal responsibilities, his emotional reaction to Anne's decision indicates that he values her dedication and sacrifices. Ultimately, Princess Anne's unconventional side, combined with her unwavering commitment to duty and advocacy, has solidified her status as a respected member of the royal family. Her relationship with King Charles, characterized by loyalty and support, illustrates the enduring bonds within the royal family, even in times of personal sacrifice and challenge.